everyone, welcome to episode 21 of What's Up Biscotte Yarns with Julie. I'm your host Julie, filming from our store in Northvale, New Jersey. Welcome or welcome back, whichever the case may be. I will be sharing with you 4 different patterns today, and once again using 4 different yarns by Biscotte Yarns. And in terms of products, yes, I am going to also show you a few products in between the pattern introductions. I have kind of gathered a little theme here for today for the products. So it's going to be bags. I'm going to be showing you bags or some sort of containment for your knitted stuffs. So stay tuned for that. Item number 1 on our pattern to discuss list. Let's start with what I am wearing. Don't I look like I'm ready to hit the slopes? Only if I ski. I wish I did, but I don't. I like my feet firm on the ground. So this accessory set is the Brioche Kit. So this pattern, it contains the pattern for both the hat and the cowl. Not only that, the cowl also comes in 3 different sizes. So let's talk about the cowl first. Like I said, it comes in 3 sizes. One is more like a collar, kind of like it sits very close to your neck and that you can't twist it around. So it's just like what do you call it, like a turtleneck. So that would measure 19.5 inches. And then the model I'm wearing, I'll take it off to show you more properly. This sample is 49 inches. And as you saw, it allowed me to wrap it around my head, my neck rather, and it sits kind of snug around. Really cozy, really comfy, 0 itch factor if you're curious, because it's so close to your skin, and I think usually the neck area is more sensitive. And then lastly, the largest or the longest size in the pattern for this cowl is 61 inches. So let me bring it closer to the camera. Here is one side of the brioche, and then here is the other side. So kind of like double knitting, where you know, on one side the knit columns, channels that you see, the here is this color. On the flip side, it would be the other color, and that other color would be the ones that's in the channel. Does that make sense? I think you can see it, even if I didn't use words to describe it, which I think I kind of failed. So here it is, and here's the hat. I mean, I suppose the hat would also be reversible if there wasn't a pom-pom on top, but I mean, come on, you have to put a pom-pom onto the hat. So let's see. Let me put this back on. So while I do this, the yarn that was used is the Griffin, the Biscotte Yarns Griffin. Here we go. Clearly, I am not able to multitask to talk about our product and dress myself at the same time. So here's one skein of, obviously there are 2 different colorways, and here's one of them. Griffin is made of 100% superwash merino, and even though it's superwash, I don't really feel the plasticky, like the you know, the coating or whatever you want to call it to make this superwash. It's really comfy, very soft. I like. And let me talk to you about the hat. So it's knitted in a very similar way. Now this hat only comes in 1 size. The pattern is only charted for 1 size. This width measures 17.75 inches, and I have a pretty big head, and I was able to get this on me very easily. So this has stretch. Look at that, right? So it should be okay, even if you have a bigger head. I don't know if it will work for you if you have a big head and big hair, or a lot of hair. I'm not gonna say anything to that effect because I don't know. But I can tell you, it fits very easily on my big head. It's comfortable. It's not constricting. I feel toasty warm. I should turn up the AC. But anyway, here it is. Here I am. This is the Brioche Kit. Let me talk to you about the specs. These products are knitted with US 9 or 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. It is knitted in the round for both products, and the gauge for this pattern is 13 stitches for a 4-inch swatch in brioche. So when you make your swatch, which I know you're good boys and girls and that you always make your swatches before you start a project, you should do it in the brioche stitching instead of just plain stockinette, as that's gonna get you a very different number. So that's this set here. Pattern number 1 done. So product number 1. Let's talk about this piece here. So this has been sitting on our display for a while, and I like it. I like it very much. I should have brought it with me. I didn't. On our display for this bag, they had put, our store manager had put some red yarn in there. I'm surrounded by yarn. I don't see any red, but trust me, it was really, really sharp with the red yarn in there. I just loved it. So here's a pouch. You could use it just as a tote to, like, you know, put your project in here, your yarn. You know, if you didn't wind it up, it's just like in a rolling ball, then you can just put it in here and you can just pull the yarn out as your project progresses. But it also comes with a leather strap. I don't want to unravel everything because, you know, hopefully this will sell. So you could attach the longer strap to the little hooks that are on either side of the bag. There's a D-ring here, and same thing on the other side. So you could absolutely wear it like a traditional shoulder bag or as a crossover. I'm guessing you can use it as a crossover because this looks kind of long because it's folded so many times. And also I can see that there are different holes. So here's one end and here's the other end, so that like a belt, you can adjust the length of the strap to, you know, so that you could carry it however you want to carry the bag. And on the inside, it's pretty simple, pretty plain, not many compartments. There are 2 side pockets here. So here's 1 and then here's 2. You could slip your phone in here, right? Or any other accessories, maybe like your DPNs or whatever. The possibilities, you know, whatever works for you, whatever you need it for. And then lastly, here is the closure. There's no zip, there's no snap button, but you could kind of secure it by, it's not a lobster clap, it's this kind of clap. I don't know what you call it. Oh, wait, hold on. Like this. I'm sorry. So like this kind of clap. You just press it and then it goes in there. Yeah. Oh, and then I twisted it. So that kind of clap, that kind of closure, and it swivels. So like this part, it swivels. I don't know if that's important to you, but it's convenient, if anything. So that's this bag, this little tote, and it is obviously in the Northvale store. So if you are local to us, you can definitely come check it out in person. I believe this is also available on our website. If it is, I will throw a link in the description box below so that you could take a closer look at it and read up more about it on our website. Next up is a sock pattern. This one is called the Walrus Kisses, designed by Louise Robert. This was one of the mystery sock pattern from a couple of years ago, but it's definitely a goodie. I don't know if you can say that this is an oldie because it's only 3 years old, but I guess what I'm trying to say is this design, at least to me, looks pretty classic and interesting and pretty. So Louise had named this the Walrus Kiss because the design that she came up with reminded her, like these here, like they reminded her of the walrus whiskers. So super cute. Even like the idea, the concept of it is cute. I love how designers, myself included, draw inspiration from the oddest places or things or whatever, and it turns into what it is. So let's talk about the construction of this sock. This one is a toe-up sock. Instead, when I do toe-up sock, I usually do the Turkish cast-on. That's what I'm most comfortable doing. But in this pattern, Louise had suggested something else, and she kind of spells out the instructions a bit. I'm not sure if there's a YouTube tutorial on this. It's not in the pattern, but maybe one has become available since the publication of this pattern. But anywho, the instruction is spelled out. And she came across this method from a book by Kat Bordy, who learned it herself from Judy Becker. Now, I don't pretend to be well versed in the who's who in the knitting world, but if those names mean something to you, then there you go. I have no idea who they are, but I am guessing that they are someone who's made a mark in the knitting community and well respected as well. But anyway, my point is, it's a toe-up sock construction, and Louise had also spelled out the instructions on how to do this alternative to a Turkish cast-on for this sock, which I think I am going to try it out myself because, you know, we are always learning something new every day, right? It's a good thing. So here it is again, and then the pattern, the Walrus Kisses, whiskers rather, it's just, you know, mostly knits and purls. When you get to the leg part, and the instruction, by the way, there is a chart for it, and she also wrote it out line by line or round by round. So whichever mode you prefer to do your knitting on, you have an option. And then for the heel, it's a short row. And then you do the leg, and notice how the back of the leg is plain stockinette. And then the front, you keep the pattern consistent throughout. So half of the sock, you do it in this pattern, and then the back half, and also the foot, obviously, is in plain stockinette. And then you end it with a pretty tall cuff up top, 1x1 ribbing, knit one through back loop, so it seems. And that's that, and it's a knit and repeat kind of thing. You make the second sock, and then you are good to go. The sock that she used to make this with is from her collection, the Super Sock, which is comprised of 75% superwash merino and 25% of nylon. And the colorway of this this yarn is Mille Citron. I just remember, I think it translates to honey lemon or something like that, and I can see that. So let me show you. This is how it looks like in a skein before it's wounded up and before it's knitted into something. Like this already really is very attractive to me already, this. But how do I know what it looks like? Well, let me help you out. It looks like this in stockinette. So you see like the little specks come through. It's not too much, it's not too loud. Overall, it's a very quiet colorways, but it's very interesting and it's very pretty. It is definitely my cup of lemon and honey tea. Okay. And now product bag number 2. I will show you this long case here. So JOMI Design is the brand, and I believe this is from Canada. made in Canada, made in Quebec. So it's zipper closure. Unlike the other one, it's just a clasp. So here it zips all the way to the other side. So from one end to the other, and then you can hold it on either end like that if you want to hold it vertical, because it's not like you're gonna hold it like this. So here's that. It's like a handle, you know, just easy for you to grab, hold on to it however you need to. So the inside there, it comes in a lot of different colorways, by the way, and then the inside is patterned. The fabric is patterned, whereas the outside is solid with a contrasting color trim. The inside has some sort of matching color-wise anyway, fabric, which I really appreciate. And it has, what do you call it, segments? Looks like an accordion here. So you have 1, and then you have 2, 3, and then 4 compartments. That's the word I'm looking for. No, English is not my first language. So there are 4 compartments, and then there are more. There are 3 zippered pouches within, not detachable. It's built into the same bag thing. So there are 7 different sections in all. 3 of them you can secure with a zipper, and then 4 is just, you know, the in-betweens. So I don't need to envision, because I will get this, because I can totally see this is very helpful for small projects like mittens, socks, right? You can just, you know, like here's one mitten, here's the other mitten, and then here's one sock, and here's the other sock. And then in between, like, you know, I'll throw in my stitch markers, you know, DPNs, maybe I need 2 sets, you know, different sizes, you know, for the cuff, and then the main body's different, or whatever. I mean, you get where I'm going with this. So very versatile. It seems like you can do a lot with this pouch, and it's all in this size. You see, like the footprint is not that big. It's, you know, pretty small, relatively speaking, you know, for it to have the capability to fit in so many things with so many slots. I think it's pretty witty. It's pretty cool, and it's pretty. So here it is. Again, I don't know if it's available on the website. I wouldn't know why it wouldn't be, but here it is. If it's available, I'll throw links in the description box. Next up, let's talk about the shawl that is on my partner here. This is called the Lavend, which I'm guessing it means lavender in French. It is delicious. This is so beautiful, not only in the colorways, in the design, in the drape, but also in the material that it was knitted with. It is knitted with, from the Louise Robert collection, Dolce, which is 100% brushed cashmere. When I was planning for this episode, I was thinking that I'm gonna wear something light and then wrap myself in this wrap for the entire episode, because it is so heavenly, I'm telling you. To make this shawl, you're going to need 2 skeins of each color, and this is in the colorway Anne Boleyn, and this is Marie Antoinette. And I was just wondering, like, what would it be like to have the 2 women in the same room? I guess we'll never find out. But beautiful pair of yarn here, and it's beautiful. Very soft and squishy. It looks beautiful. I can't say enough good things about it. I don't think she watches these episodes, but I actually had planned to knit a sweater, just a plain sweater for one of my cousins who's a doctor. Just, you know, I wanted to treat her and do something for her, make something for her that's, you know, a little bit on the luxurious side, because we bug her so often with like medical questions and stuff like that. It's like, oh no, I sneeze, I have COVID, what do I do? Of course I don't, but you know, like little things like that. So, you know, as a way to saying thank you, I wanted to make her a little something with this. I wanted something plain and simple because, you know, she is a professional and she can always accessorize as she sees appropriate if she has a really nice classic basic base to build upon. Anyway, so here is the yarn. Again, it's the Dolce 100% brush cashmere. And then this pattern, it is knitted with, there are two needle sizes involved, the US 7 and US 9, which are 4.5 and 5.5 millimeter needles. And it is knitted flat. And the gauge for that is 5 stitches to an inch in plain stockinette. The pattern itself is both charted and written out row by row. So however you like to read your pattern. In addition to the delicious yarn, the pattern, you're also gonna need little beads, glass beads, and those are available on our website. How do I know? Because I checked before I turn on the recording button. So let me take this off my partner and I can show you more properly. So for this, you would think, actually you wouldn't think, usually a shawl in a similar shape like this, we start here in the middle, like you cast on a very few stitches and then you build upon it widthwise. But for this one, it's not. You cast on over 400 stitches, so you get the length of it, and then you kind of go back and forth to get this. And there are two different, here's one, oh, you can see the lace pretty well here. This is the lace pattern up top, and then here is the oh my goodness, the plain part, and then here is the other lace part, and you see the glass beads that are used here. It's strategically placed so that it's not too much, but I wonder if, like, you know, you're caught in the right lighting, it's just gonna, you know, shimmer a little bit. And then the edge is like that at the bottom. And as you can tell by me struggling to show you this piece properly, it is quite long. Let me give you the info here. The top edge is 83 inches long. The bottom edge is 106 inches wide. It is 25 inches deep in the center. And it wears like this. Here, let me stand up. So here it is, very long. Oh, let me hold it up like this, like last time. So here is how long it is. I can't even fit it into the screen. And then I wrap it around, then it will look like this on me. Again, I am a person who is 5'7", usually a size medium, just to give you reference. But so I think this is pretty versatile for all body types because it's, you know, very generous width here. You can wrap around it however you like. And if I were to wrap it around like a scarf, like I did last time, and, you know, mind you, I already have a cowl underneath too, right? So like here it's really, really long or wide, however you look at it. So here is this pattern. Again, it's called Lavend. Oh, I didn't tell you who it's designed by, I'm sorry. It was designed by Sharon Mooney. Beautiful work, beautiful pattern, beautiful yarn. So Christmas is coming, so you need to treat yourself, ladies. And then bag number 3 as the third and last product I'm going to share is huge tote bag. This one is a plain one, it's just canvas, and inside is like this. There are no, oh, there is, just kidding. here, there is a pocket in here, just a little pocket. Again, you can put your phone in here because that's the most important thing in our life, right? Very sad. But there isn't one on the other side. And then, as you probably saw already, the inside is unlined basket. And here is a piece of canvas that you can kind of line in a way, because when I relax it, it goes almost all the way to in the depth of the bag. But it also has a pull, so you can cinch it to keep your project secure from cats and dogs and whatever else. And here's the top that you can pull down to secure, kind of cinch it up tighter here like that. There are different colors, there are different designs, and then this is like the plain one that I pull, but we also have other ones that are straight up straw, so it kind of looks like the inside, in different colors as well. I pulled out another one, so this one is a little bit longer, and it has a friend on one side of it, and here's the other side just to show you. And similar constructions on the inside. My arms are getting tired. I'm not going to show you the inside because you've seen it on the other side. Same thing. So I thought I'd show you two models of this, but there are many other variations of the similar tote. Yes, at first sight, I was thinking this would be a great bag to bring to the beach, not only with, like, you know, your bathing suit and towels, change of clothing, yada yada, but, you know, obviously your knitting projects. But I mean, at least for this side of the hemisphere, it's no longer beach season. I thought it would still be cute, especially with this one, right? If you know, set it by your couch or wherever you usually park yourself to do some knitting or crocheting, and just fill it with your projects and yarns that you're going to be needing to use or what have you, as I think it's a pretty thing to display as well in the space in your home. So that is bag number 3 for me to share with you for today, and stay tuned for the final pattern. Before I share with you the final pattern for tonight, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and also hit the notification bell. That way you will be notified whenever we have new content for you, not only the videos recorded by myself, but also from Louise in Canada for the French version. And if you've been enjoying today's content, please also take a second to click on the thumbs up button and give us a like. And if you wanted to have a chat with me, you know, you're very welcome to make comments in the space provided below. You know me, I always respond to all of your messages. I try anyway. If I've missed anyone, I'm sorry, but I think I'm usually pretty good with responding to everyone. I read everything, and I really do enjoy meeting you online and you know, developing a friendship with you, if you will. And speaking of friendship, if you want to also hook up on another social platform, my handle, do you call it my handle? Is Yellow Cayenne, both on Ravelry and on Instagram. And Instagram is the space where I am more active on. So look me up there. There you'll see my whips and my finished objects, also on stuff that I test knit for other designers, as well as the new designs that I do myself. I dabble a little bit with designing. So enough of that. Let's talk about the final pattern for tonight. It is the Pretty Ribbons Sweater by Andrea Yetman. This was on the mannequin on my partner, but it was hidden by this gorgeous cashmere piece. But here it is, I'm holding it. This sweater is constructed from the top down in the round. the bottom part is easy to talk about. It's just plain stockinette. The fun part, as these sweaters are, tend to be, the interesting part is up top. It's almost like you use all your brain power for the top part, because you have to count, you have to, do color work, or you have to do like whatever design the designer calls for. And it's like, phew, you're done with it. So from the underarm on, you are rewarded with plain stockinette, and then you can enjoy your latest episodes or chatting with friends or whatever. Anyway, so this sweater, I think I'm holding it backwards. Yeah, like this. So here, this sweater, you can, let me hold it closer so you can see the stitch definitions here. A little bit of lace, and I love this ribbon thing she has going on here, and then here. So very clean, very sweet. And the way this pattern is written is atypical. There are charts, by the way, and they're just very small charts because it's just all like pattern repeats of a very small motif. So that doesn't really take up that much space. But the way that she laid out the pattern, it's not too much text. It's more like a grid. Let me show you. I mean, this is a paid for pattern, I believe, so I don't want to show too much out of respect. But let me show you like the first page to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So you see like this chart here. On top of it, there will be like basic instructions as to, what she wants you to do. Like, cast on whatever, or, knit to a certain part and then whatever. So here is the basic instruction. And then instead of writing the stitches or the instruction for each individual size, like within the text, like we usually see, like in the parentheses and whatever, she has just done it in a table like that. This is the second time I've come across pattern writing like this, and I think it's very clear, and it makes sense. And then you probably notice here, I don't know how well you can see it, there are actually two different types of yarn written for this sweater, and I'll elaborate on that in a second. So let's say I'm making the size medium, and I'm going to be using the DK Pure. So here you go. I'm going to cast on 104 stitches. No, I can't read backwards. Yeah, so very easy. The other pattern that I have seen with that is called Sand Cardigan. I think it was like from 10 years ago or something, and the whole pattern was just like in a spreadsheet, and I thought I was gonna pull my hair out because it looked so scary and weird, but it was actually really easy to follow. So I mean, if you want to try that out, then definitely go for this, the pretty ribbons. Like, it's just so pretty. It's not loud at all, the design. And obviously the color is not loud either, and this segues into the yarn. So here is the yarn used, Louise Robert collection, DK Pure, which is comprised of 90% superwash merino and 10% of silk. And the colorway for this thing is Bone Earth Occasion. So that's this. And the alternative, like I was pointing out to you before, Andrea had also written the pattern for a lighter way, actually not a lighter way, hold double a strand of fingering way yarn with a mohair. And in the case of the pattern, it's the super sock with a Hermione, and Hermione is silk and mohair blend, and the super sock is merino and nylon blend. So that all in all, no matter which you do, actually there are two different gauges. So for the Hermione and the super sock, the gauge would be 17 stitches for the 4-inch swatch, and then the DK Pure sample would be 21 stitches. So the DK Pure would yield you a smaller gauge for the 4-inch swatch sample. And both of those swatch samples would be done on a stockinette stitch. So just plain knitting. In terms of the sizing, there are 9 different sizes charted for this sweater, and it ranges from 36.5 inches to 61 inches. I actually remember that. I don't have to look it up. Yay me. So again, 36.5 inches for the smallest size and 61 inches around for the largest size. And there are 9 sizes for this pattern. I think that's about it for this pattern. Just to here, let me give you another view of it. So it kind of looks like this. So that is like the body of the pattern. Very different, very cool. I think it's very smart. So you know, if you're so inclined, you want to try to read that kind of pattern, give this one a try and let me know how you like it. So with this beautiful pattern, we have reached the conclusion of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. And if you happen to be working with one of our yarns or one of our patterns, and you do social media, please tag us, Biscotte Yarns, and I will be looking for those. And until next time, friends, happy crafting.